doing some textures with the fingers. Push down on your quill for thick lines. Adding my shapes. Did a great job of adding all of the cool textures on the fingers, so let's not skip that stuff. Since the fingers is closer to us than the other finger, we definitely want to thicken it up. Remember, you can move around the page until the ink dries. And I always tell you the magic always happens when I'm not recording. It's just you get in the groove and you forget where you at. But you know, the more I'm inking like on the cameras, and it just becomes more comfortable. So I forget to stare. Let that dry, because I want to definitely come in there with the detail. Want a nice fluid line on his thigh, so I don't want to freehand it. Go over with your eyes, make sure things are at where they need to be at. Right now I'm looking. Let's see if I can get this. This is what I tell myself in the head, by the way, when I'm doing my feathering strokes. All right. Perfect. And when I'm doing like that, I'm measuring my hand with my stroke. So the more you ink, you can know what you are struggling with and what you're capable of doing. Just think this cape is just awesome. I mean, when I seen this image, I definitely was like, you know what, I wouldn't mind inking this one. Let the ink dry up there. Come back to the bottom with some of these ghouls. Want to figure out, like, I want to do a block, but I'll make sure that I'm getting the shapes that I want. This right here is rock. It's a headstone. This right here is an arm. Has a lot of cool veins on him, or it. And a lot of times, you know, I don't even see what I'm inking until it starts to create shape. Now I see it's part of his arm. It's his right arm. I'm like, man, I didn't see it to begin with, that it was his right arm. So now that I know it is his right arm, makes a big difference with the shapes that I'm going to be trying to create. Understanding the pencils is what we are learning together and trying to figure out what is required to finish it. You got some grass going on here, so it should be nice fluid strokes. Watching my knuckle, because I'm definitely don't want to press against the ink, so sometimes I get carried away. Sometimes I get carried away and I forget that I inked that spot. So make sure you're paying attention. Because I'm a little OCD when I'm inking, so you know, I get really hard on myself when I'm making mistakes. Because I'm like, the page has to be perfect. You know, what if I was working on a Jim Lee page, or a Mark Silvestri page, or a Scott Williams page, or you know, Arthur Adams page? You know, these people I like and love. So many more other artists. But what if I was working, you know, on Eric Larson's page and it's worth thousands, and I'm like, and I made a mistake? I'm gonna like flip out. I'm gonna have anxiety while inking. I do not want to have anxiety while inking. So try to, you know, you take your time, because I don't want to make those mistakes, you know, over the pages, you know, especially those founders like Todd McFarlane and Eric Larson and Rob Liefeld and Mark Silvestri and Jim Lee, and I don't want to make that mistake. I want when somebody buys the artwork, I want them like, man, Jesus, this page is perfect. So, you know, my goal is to make sure it's perfect for an art collector. So taking my time is a must. And now there's some cool blocks down here that you can add in with a brush. So I may be doing some brush work on this image, this pencils. Now this area is wet, so I'm gonna move around. Add the folds of his clothes. Now, Mr. Corona, he just, those strokes, unbelievable strokes with his inks. And I'm like, man, this guy is primo. And he's just freehanding it. Like, he's the perfect mesh for Brett Booth. Very inspirational, by the way. I definitely look at, your stuff online all the time, and take notes on my way to approach a page. And I definitely looked at some of your work before I worked on this, and I'm like, Hinker is definitely great on his work.